Hello.
Hello.
Usually we're like, is
But
this thing on?
you were ready for it this time?
I was ready for it. We got the Katnies in the green room waiting on.
Well, way to let
or
everyone
I guess
know.
everybody
Spoiler.
knows it says in the descriptor.
Unless they didn't read that.
Well, then that's on them for
Okay.
not reading. But look, let's say hi to the folks while we're waiting to kick off the official podcast start. What did you just do? Did you break things?
No, I almost spilled my drink.
Oh, you almost spilled your drink.
Yeah.
It's just soda.
It's the strawberries and cream soda.
Oh, okay. All right. My computer is trying to update Lightroom Classic, so that's
good.
Weird. All right, let's start off with the man who's been here all day long, like he's waiting to see Star Wars when it came out the third, fourth time, whatever. Stacy, hello, Stacy. Are you still here? I think I saw him.
Yeah, he said something
later.
like a minute ago.
And I see Meg down there in the green room, so we're 2/3 of the way to success.
All right.
With our guests. We got Ed Roddy in the house. Hello, Roddy. How are you today? We got the Down Under Cruises in the house today. Let's see. 22 more days. I'm so ready for the cruise. Yeah. And I think the people that are in our live tonight and our podcast are pretty ready for the cruise too. I know we are. Bon Beanie, no, just ignore that fool. Let's see. Howdy, driving and listening. Hello, Paul Vines. How are you today? You better be listening because your girl is on here tonight with us. You better be listening because there's going to be a test later. That's all I'm saying. We got Daily Dose of the Bible. That's the one and only Kenneth Oakes. Hello, Kenny. Good to see you here, buddy. And of course, we got James and Cindy in the house, and quite literally in the house. Well, not that literal. I mean, they're not in our house, but they're in the house.
They're in a house.
They're in a house.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're here tonight with us in the virtual space of the internet, which is pretty exciting. And then we got Sean saying, "Are we there yet?" Okay, Sean, we are not there yet. Let's see, people saying hello to everybody. We got Danny D, the super supporter. Thank you for joining us, Danny. Good to see you. We got Ed saying, get that to come on there. Nice ears, Kimbra. You know, I don't even know, because we just talked to James and Cindy for a second, if they noticed that you're wearing elf ears.
What do you mean wearing elf ears?
Oh, I'm sorry. That you sprouted elf ears. The Bay Area Renaissance Festival starts tomorrow, and we're going to be going to that. So she's getting her elf ears all perked up.
I've just perked up.
You're like, I did that.
I have to prepare.
Can you hear what this elf is saying? Look at this. Look at this guy.
Tony Dials.
We got the one and only Tony Dials.
I know you're not there yet, but I have to tell you, he just said we have less than a month until our little cruiser is here.
Oh, yeah. Less than a month. Congratulations on that.
I just have to say, I have mixed feelings about this. I'm very excited for you, but because of her, you're not on her cruise.
That's true.
So,
that's true. But you know what? That man is going to be a really good daddy. I know. I know he is. And then we got JT. JT noticed your ears too. He's saying, why the... Wait, you're redundant. WHT hell is wrong with your ears.
What are you talking about? I can't hear you. Speak up.
There we got Miss Meg in the house. G'day, everyone. Let's see who else we got here. What's going on? We got Gina in the house. We just assume you're there, but you are also there.
In the background, crafting and cricketing, I'm
That's
sure.
Right. That's right. We got Moonlight Adventures in the house. Hey, good to see you guys here tonight. You changed your thumbnail. I'm so used to the purple, seeing the purple beard in the thumbnail. Gina loves your hair, Kimbra.
Oh, thank you.
Which
you didn't click on it.
I tried to click on it.
There you go.
There we go. My mouse is not cooperating tonight. Oh, let's see. More people saying hello to other people.
You skipped a very important comment.
What did I miss?
Go back down. Go down. One more.
Oh. It won't come up here. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Kimbra. The background it's all right.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is amazing.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, let's see. Oh, look at that. I am really struggling with this mouse tonight. There we go. Look who's here.
Hey, it's Aunt D.
It's Aunt D. Hello. How are you?
Welcome, Aunt D.
JT says bourbon in all caps. So he's.
Oh, I heard that. Thank you.
He's yelling bourbon at me. He what? You heard him yell bourbon?
What? Because he's talking about my ears. I said, speak up.
Oh.
I ear you.
Oh. Boom. Oh, look at this. Look at this. We will be taking her cruising, so she may be in the next group cruise. Well, there you go.
Okay.
There you go. Hey, look at that. We got Larry from Plum Travelers here. Hey, Larry.
Hello,
good to see
Larry.
you, buddy. Good to see you. And your aunt loves the hair, and the ears are new. Well, no, she's had those ears her whole life. That's like she just had to hide them from humankind.
That's right. I wasn't accepted as a baby elf girl.
They've hunted down the other elves of the world.
For anyone who is just kind of popping in and hasn't been here for the last 3 minutes, tomorrow is the first day of the Bay Area Renaissance Festival, and of course that means we're going. So I had to, just prepare.
Elf it up.
Elf it up.
Elf it up. She's seen your mom's ears, so. Does your mom have pointy ears, or is she saying doesn't have pointy ears?
I don't recall my mom having pointy ears.
Okay, all right.
But I don't know now.
I don't think she has pointy ears. I don't think she does. Look at that. Michael Ann Spoiled Mama is in the house, and she, of course, loves the elf ears because she is our kin in the world of fantasy, I believe.
Right. I debated on wearing the ears, and then I put them on.
Obviously, it was a good call. Oh, I was trying to. Come here. A tad pointy, she says. Now we're going to have to look at. I'm going to
ask my mom to send me a picture of her ears.
You're going to make her paranoid. Meg says the ears are a must. Meg, do you have elf ears that you wear when you go to Renaissance fairs? I bet she does.
I bet she does.
Meg's our people. She's our people. Okay, so speaking of our people, we got our people on. Still waiting on Kicking It Cruising, but I'm hoping they'll be in Kicking It Cruising. Kicking It Country.
You're just going to change their names for
I'm
them?
just going to change it every time. Cruising It Country.
Everyone is something cruising. Meg is cruising. James and Cindy cruising. Fintastic cruising.
Yes. We got Lillian in the house. Hello, Lillian. How are you today?
Meg has a dragon she wears on her shoulder.
What?
I could pull my dragon down.
Don't pull your dragon down. You might cause other things to fall.
I should take it tomorrow, though.
I have a dragon that sits on my shoulder sometimes too.
But
right now she's in brumation, so we haven't seen our Tegu in months. She's been sleeping through the winter, even though she lives in Florida and she's from Argentina. Well, Argentina gets a little chilly, but
Meg says they're always late. It's their thing. Okay.
All right, that's cool.
Well, then I'm not so offended.
No problem with that. That's like, that's like a cultural thing and also like a style choice, right?
Sure. It's like fashionably late.
Fashionably late, see? And I think if I recall my sophomore year of high school, when I took that one semester of French, I feel like I remember my French teacher talking about how in France, it's customary that if you're invited to be somewhere at like 8, you aren't expected to really show up until like 8:30 or something. I could be wrong. That was a long time ago.
That's funny because for me, if I'm supposed to be somewhere at 8, I'm there at 7:30.
Yeah, me too. I'm very not French.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you that's obvious if you ever hear me try and do a French accent.
Todd is here watching on the big screen.
Hey, Todd. Whoa.
That was terrifying.
That was terrifying. I'm sorry.
Amber is pretty fashionable.
And let's see. We got Tony that says, I am waiting for some ear puns so I can hit Kimbra with some HP quotes. The whole wide world of war-related humor before you go with holy. What? Is this that's got to be a Harry Potter thing? I don't understand. Do you hear what Tony's saying to you?
I absolutely do.
Do you get his point? How's that, Tony? Huh? How's that?
It's what they say when George gets his ear blown off, and they say
George gets his ear blown off in Harry Potter.
Oh my gosh, Matt!
That happened in the movies?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that. Maybe I just blocked it out.
Well, Tony, have you been playing Hogwarts Legacy? Because I have.
Meg says I am timely like a German, except tonight. Well, you're here on time tonight. Spoiler alert. Uh-oh. All right. So we are going to officially, he is playing, absolutely. We are going to officially start this podcast in about 2 minutes. We will bring up the opening credits. We'll do our little spiel, and then we'll bring our guest up on the screen. And tonight we are going to be talking to hopefully all four of our Helping Hands for Cruising recipients that are coming on this cruise. It's going to be cool. We'll try and answer any questions. I know they did during the cruise-a-thon. They were getting some questions answered. Some were a bit tongue-in-cheek, which I thought was amusing, and others were not. But we'll try and answer any cruising-related questions they might have, and just kind of, bask in the fun of the anticipation of it all. There we go.
Then, Matt's in trouble with Kimbra. And Tony said, just reached level 22 and got my broom. Which broom did you choose?
Oh.
I chose I don't remember what it's called, the Ember something or other. And then I actually just recently acquired a new broom that looks really cool.
Sean says about freaking time, Matt, but I'm not sure what he's referring to. And Amethyst, hello, Amy. Welcome. All right. Did your mom send you a pic? That's not her ears.
No, this is Aunt D.
Oh. How's the lizard doing, Aunt D?
That's what, but I got this today for Norman. No, for the answer, but the inside of his mouth and that side of his one. Oh, no.
All right, Troy S. Hello, Troy S. Whoa. How did you, Kimbra and Matt? We are going to Orlando, Universal, and the Harry Potter world before the cruise.
One of my favorite places.
That is cool.
We actually
Is that the Troy that's going on this cruise? That's going on the Pride cruise with us?
I think so.
Okay,
I was told it was Troy S.
Okay, well, Troy S., you got to go over to the Facebook group, man, and join it up for the Carnival Pride cruise. That's cool though. If you've not been, I think you're gonna really enjoy it. It's a really cool place.
Oh, our last group is
getting country
prepared. So are you ready? Let's go ahead and start.
Let's start.
And then when it's time, we'll bring in the people.
This is the worst part. I'm having they might be giants moment. Sometimes that happens to me.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Come with me, we're going on a Fintastic Cruise. Pick your destination with news, tips, and reviews. But here is an item you might not have thought of. All of the things under the water. Nature surrounds us with elegant features. You can't go on a cruise and not see the creatures. So let's make some magic, let's get ecstatic. Instantly classic, maybe romantic. The wildlife around you, cinematic on your Fintastic Cruise.
Bon Beanie, and thank you for joining us on another episode of Fintastic Cruising. What a beautiful little view of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge there right at the end. Did you see that?
Yeah.
We're going to be going under that on this cruise.
We are.
By the way, I'm Matt.
And I'm Kimbra.
And this is the Fintastic Cruising Prod Fast. I don't know what I'm talking about. Look, hello. Welcome. That's what Bon Beanie means.
Wow. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I was in camp with children all day. That's what's wrong with me. I was in charge of 15 children.
Your voice, I didn't notice it before, but suddenly your voice is starting to sound like you've been talking all day.
I've been talking all day.
I know, but
to children.
It didn't.
Loud children.
It didn't sound like that until we restarted.
That's because I've been trying not to talk because
You've been trying not to talk?
Yes. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, before we were on this live.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello. I'm trying to get the Paul Vines voice. Hello. I just wanted to say that we got the beautiful Miss Meg in the house tonight. And I'm not doing it any justice. Look, we have some awesome guests. We're not gonna waste your time before we get to those guests because
we are a little bit.
We are gonna waste your time.
Well, I mean, time's not wasted, but we do need to talk about why they're here.
That's true. Why are they here? Why are they here, Kimbra? For those of you watching,
they are here because we've got a fantastic group cruise coming up in 22 days.
22 days. That's like 11 times 2.
That's like 22 times 1.
It's like 22 times 24 hours. I don't know. Just keep going. I'm broken.
Yeah, so this cruise is going out of Tampa on the Carnival Pride. And there's still technically space. So if you want to join us, fintastictravel@gmail.com. Send me an email. We should probably let everyone else talk now.
You know what's really stupid about that picture and that I had a big hand in making is we don't even have like the updated picture of the Pride on there with the beautiful blue
I can
hull.
You want me to grab a pencil and draw it on there?
No, it's okay.
We can just put my hair in front of it.
Your blue hair, it's not the right shade of blue.
I know
though.
It's not.
All right, so look, we got normally we maybe have a guest or one group of guests, but we have 3 different guests on here tonight.
Well, technically there's 5.
I mean, 5 people.
There will be 3 additional windows.
If you're watching, yes. So let's just bring them all up here instead of listening.
Do you have
to
an order preference?
Chatter about nonsense.
Actually, I'm going to bring up this one first.
Okay. Hello.
Hello. How are you guys?
Bring up.
We are well. I'm well. I won't speak for Kimbra. Are you okay, Kimbra?
I'm super duper.
She's super duper.
And then I'm going to bring up this one. Oh, did you want me to wait?
No, you do.
And then I'm going to bring up this one.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. First of all, we know Meg well enough now. I mean, well enough to know that we love Meg to death, and we've had some interactions with her. We barely know James and Cindy. We're just getting to know James and Cindy. Like we've seen them in chats and we've talked to them a little bit here and there, but we don't really know them well yet. I mean, we know that we like them a lot, but we don't really know them. So that's one of the reasons I'm happy to get you on here. And then Kicking It Country, Scott and Amber, we've seen you on the YouTubes, but I don't think we've ever actually, other than like email correspondence, actually talked. So
I've also texted Matt, so I'm one step above.
All right. Well, yeah. So it's good to meet you guys, is what I'm saying, and we look forward to getting to know all of you better. Starting now and on the cruise.
That's right. You've got a whole week with us, so get used to it.
It occurs to me I didn't really plan any like questions or format or anything.
Planned literally nothing at all.
Good.
Except that I said, "Hey, come join us."
So that's okay because I can run in this realm.
Oh, I believe that.
So first of all, Meg, I'm going to talk to you for a second first because you are coming on not only as somebody that is a friend and wanted to come on our cruise, but also as a representative of Helping Hands for Cruising. And that is how the people that are on this cruise, on this podcast right now, are getting the cruise. There are recipients for Helping Hands for Cruising. It's the second cruise that's going to have Helping Hands for Cruising recipients on it. And we are honored that we get 4 of them. That makes it like quadruply special.
Yeah.
But Meg, you didn't get to go on the first Helping Hands for Cruising group cruise. You were there we met you in person, and then that had to be one of the most sad things. We got to meet you and Paul. We were really excited, and then you left, and that was sad for us. But I'm sure it was sadder for you guys that had to.
It was pretty sad.
That was so. Tell me, what are you most looking forward to about this cruise?
I know everybody wants me to say tacos. I'm looking forward to reading a new book. Being disconnected from everything.
Okay. All right. I mean, look, cruising means different things to different people. And one of the things that a lot of people enjoy is to be able to just relax. And one of the ways that people relax is reading books. So that's absolutely acceptable.
Is that required?
Reading a book?
Yeah.
It is definitely not required. No. This is the cool thing. So I know some of you haven't cruised before, obviously. So one of the cool things about cruising.
What, they haven't cruised before?
I know. Really? One of the cool things about cruising is that it does allow different strokes for different folks. So if you are the sort that wants to like get involved in all the deck parties, it's there for you. If you want to go to all the trivia games and stuff like that, it's there for you. If you want to find a nice quiet spot on the deck and chill out, it's there for you. If you want to mix and match, it's there for you. So yes, no pressure. I think that's a good way to describe a cruise. There's no pressure unless you go deep under the water. Then there's a lot of, anyway. What I like to do is make Meg laugh and then ask her a question. That's actually what I'm going to try and do tonight. No, but so you're looking forward to reading a book, or any book in particular, or?
No, I have a huge backlog, so
Okay.
I'm just going to choose at random.
Okay, that works.
I recommend the one with words.
Yes, I prefer this.
I prefer the audio ones these days myself.
I also like the ones with pictures.
Pictures are good. I like pictures. All right, let's go down to James and Cindy, because we found out that you guys were going to be going on this group cruise, and quite a while ago now, and we're pretty stoked about that. But I want to know from you guys, is there something you're looking forward to the most? And I know, James, you answered a question today on our Fintastic Group Cruise Facebook group. There's too many words. And you were like, how can I was asking which port are you looking forward to? And you're like, I haven't been to any, so how can I know? But I want to know if there's any you think will be, or something you think will be the most exciting.
Being with all you guys and
meeting everyone.
Oh yeah, of course. What else?
I mean, that honestly, the group cruise magic is just that, like getting to know people, meeting people. And the group cruises that I've been on have all had the same experience in that every group cruise I've been on with mostly people that I don't know very well, but within hours, I feel like I've made new family. And that's like a really cool thing that happens on especially smaller group cruises. Like, I don't know if the huge vlogger cruise had that experience. Probably in little parts it did, but that's been a really cool part of it. And I think that expectation will be met for you guys. So that's cool. All right, Scott and Amber, how about you guys? Is there anything in particular you're like super duper the most excited about for this cruise?
Not having to cook.
Okay, that's fair.
That's all I ever get done around here.
How about you, Scott?
Just going to the different ports. I don't, we're like James and Cindy. We hadn't been to a port yet, but I don't know. I kind of look forward to Cozumel. So,
Cozumel's a good port.
Very good. Just going by what you can see and read, but I don't know. I'm excited about eating not her food.
Heck yeah.
Nah, she can cook. So. I got to say that because I hadn't eaten supper yet. And
Says Kenny sitting over there showing his face. That's what I was doing. Is I forgot to take it off the stove, so I was running to get it.
And I realized I didn't get an answer from Cindy, so I need to jump back to Cindy. She's like, "Oh, you're putting me on the spot. What are you the most excited about for this cruise?"
I answered his question. I said to meet the people.
Oh, that's true. All right.
So you have to ask him again.
So you got, well, you can have the same answer. That's okay. If it's,
Try new foods.
trying new foods.
I feel like there's a theme here.
I mean, look, when I did the thumbnail tonight, I literally had Guy Fieri and Guy's Burgers in the thumbnail. And then I was like typing the title of tonight's episode. And I'm like, this thumbnail doesn't really fit the title, but I was thinking about food because that is one of the things I look forward to on a cruise. And cruising is really cool because you do have an opportunity to have a lot of food and good quality food, but also you have an opportunity to try some different foods that perhaps you've never tried before, and with no risk other than going like, no, that was gross. But a lot of times that won't be the
Like escargot.
Like escargot. Have you ever had escargot? Anybody on there?
No.
No.
Are you going to try it?
I'm not going to either.
You're not going to? Let me ask you this, Amber. Do you like garlic?
No.
Oh, then don't try the escargot.
No, not at all.
Nope. Okay, done. Scott, escargot? Or
yeah, I would
escargot?
try it.
All right.
I would try it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting anything I don't have to run too far or too fast after the catch.
All right. And James and Cindy, escargot?
I'll try it.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's snails.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's not snails, it's mushrooms. That's it. Yeah. That's actually what they kind of remind me of, is slightly chewy mushrooms. Yeah.
In like a garlicky butter sauce.
Yeah. If you like butter and garlic, then the snails are like an afterthought. It's just a vehicle to put garlic and butter in your mouth. That's all it is.
So we have a question in the chat.
Oh.
Stacy wants to know where our guests are from.
That is a good question.
It is a good question.
And we should also, they also have YouTube channels. All three of these panels have YouTube channels.
So let's actually have them introduce themselves a little bit, since we were just like,
This
guys.
is what happens when we don't plan.
I know.
It's been a busy week. All right, let's do that.
Well, let's start with Meg, because most people know Meg, but those that don't know Meg, speak.
I am Meg. I like tacos and cheese and Pokemon and dragons. And I'm from Atlanta.
Have you lived in Atlanta your whole life?
I actually was born in North Carolina. I spent most of my summers and time there. So
And what's your YouTube channel?
Meg. Megs and Cheese is the @
When you said you like tacos and cheese and Pokemon, and what was the other thing you said?
Dragons.
And dragons. Were you were only talking about eating the first two, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just clarifying. All right. I heard a camper today, and I'm pretty sure this camper was talking about talking their parents into letting them get a dog, her dad into letting her get a dog. But the sentence I heard come out of this child's mouth was, "I promised my dad I'd clean up his poop." And I went, that needs context right there. I think she meant the dog's poop. I think, but anyway. All right. So Meg does a lot of fun videos. Check them out. She's gone to some really cool places, and like the Puppet Museum. I always talk about the Puppet Museum because I really want to go to the Puppet Museum. But also, you've got some videos from the cruise that you were on not that long ago with Paul, and so check those out. And who do you want to have introduce themselves next?
Let's move below Meg. Let's go to James and Cindy.
All right.
Hello.
I'm James. That's Cindy, the other half. And I do have YouTube channel. I got videos and everything you think of.
And your YouTube channel is just James Catanese, right?
Right.
And that's spell your last name, because I think I can spell it, but I'll mess it up
I
if I
mean,
do.
it's literally
I
Oh,
written.
that's true. I'd still mess it up.
Last name Catanese.
There you go. So
Now
search
your
for
turn.
that. And here's the thing I noticed about your videos, James, is they always make me hungry, because you're always cooking, usually ribs, and they always look so good. And I can't cook ribs to save my life. So yeah, if you want to see some delicious food and other interesting videos, check out James Catanese on YouTube.
Yes. And James and Cindy, where are you guys from?
We're from Pennsylvania.
All right.
All
And are you close to Pittsburgh, Philadelphia?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Okay. Okay. All right. But you were rooting for the Eagles, right? Or you were rooting for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl?
Not the Chiefs, the Eagles.
No. Oh, the Eagle. Okay, that makes sense. For some reason, I thought you were rooting for the Chiefs, and then I thought, well, that doesn't make sense unless there's like some sort of thing where in Pennsylvania you either root for Pittsburgh or Philly or something like that.
I'm a Steeler fan.
Still, okay. Well, that makes sense.
I'm a Bengal, so
That's what it is. You're a Bengals fan. That's what I saw. That didn't go with where you live. I mean, I'm a Dolphins fan, and I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, so I don't know. But that's cool. Okay. All right. And then Scott and Amber, if you're watching this, you can see the name of their YouTube channel. But tell us a little bit about yourselves.
I'll let Amber do the talking.
No, you will not.
We're Scott and Amber. We are Kicking It Country, and we are a family that does absolutely nothing but does all kinds of stuff. And we have no rhyme or reason to anything we do. And that's pretty much what we do. And everything we do it with, if you can't tell my accent, it's kind of a country. So that's, we pretty well countrify everything we do too. And Meg's shaking her head. I cannot believe you said Atlanta. She is from North Carolina.
Oh, I love David's comment.
And yeah, that's where we're from. We're from North Carolina, the mountains of North Carolina. That's
nice.
There's kind of a big difference
We're
here.
from the sticks.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
what
much.
Kenny says anyway.
Kenny says you're from the sticks?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't Kenny from Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah, but now the elevation here is a lot different than where Kenny's from. So we've got 3 ski resorts, and I mean we're pretty high up in elevation.
That's cool. I bet that's a beautiful area then.
It is, and if you've ever been on the Blue Ridge Parkway, it goes pretty much right in our backyard. So.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's cool. So check out their YouTube channel, Kicking the Country. Yeah, I have watched a few of your videos, and they you do cover a lot of topics, but fun topics, and you guys do lives periodically as well. So check out their lives also. All right, Kimbra, do you have another question for them about this cruise?
I wasn't prepared for that.
Well, let me ask you guys, do you have any questions for us about the cruising experience?
Quit pushing buttons if you don't know what you're doing.
Shut up. I do have one question.
Sure.
Honduras. Do you have to be vaccinated to get off the boat?
No.
Okay, because Scott was reading something.
All vaccination requirements have been
what I
lifted, so there are no vaccination requirements for any ports.
Yeah,
it's okay. That was just an argument between us.
Wait. It's still ain't settled.
Oh, it's settled.
Do you have to have a negative test 72 hours before?
Okay. No, that's all been lifted as well.
Yeah.
There are no any COVID things anymore.
Right.
Unless of course you're sick on the ship, but then that's, you know.
Would you believe me now?
Yeah.
Sick in the head counts too.
Yeah, the cruising world kind of was behind the rest of the country, at least with that. Not really by their choice necessarily, but they did catch up very quickly then. And there may, the only restrictions there maybe is if you're on certain lines and you're on really long cruises, like cruises that are, I think, 2 weeks or something, and they're not per the ports that, at least that I know of, that go to any of the Caribbean ones or Bahama ones. But like, I think, didn't Mary Miller go on like did somebody we knew went on like a 14-day, and
Yeah, it was Mary. She still had to get,
she had to get a test or something like that.
but it
that's
was more than 10 nights.
right.
That's why.
That's what it was. So that's where there can be a little bit of confusion out there maybe with the information, but for our cruise, we will not need. There's no cotton swab that needs to go up your nose, and you don't have
twice
to
a
be
week every week, so I'm used to it. And one more question I have: does anybody
Yeah.
have any suggestions on what excursions to do? Yes, we can both swim very well, and we're too fat for zip lines. So,
So I was going to say it depends on what you want to do, because all of these ports have a lot of options. I'll start with Grand Cayman. Grand Cayman is it's a great port to just get off the ship and just, there's a lot of little shops and stuff right there. It's beautiful there. It's very safe. People are very friendly. There's not a lot of pressure like you get in some ports where they're trying to like constantly sell you stuff, braid your hair and all that sort of thing. But it's a really cool place to walk around. There are tours you can do that'll take you to places like, they do the rum cakes there. They've got sea turtles that you can go see, like a sea turtle farm. They've got a place called Hell, which James and I talked about a little bit. It's basically rock formations from old coral structures that looks kind of interesting.
I've seen where you could send a postcard from there.
Yes. And then there's 7 Mile Beach, which is actually not 7 miles because of erosion, but it's still a really long beach. And there's like, you can take a cab to different things. There's hotels and stuff, but if you want to go to that beach, I recommend like trying to find either an excursion that goes to a beach there or something like that, because sometimes you don't have access to the beach at all the hotels. If you want to get in the water and swim, there's Grand Cayman is known for Stingray City, which is, you can take an excursion that'll take you out on a boat into, usually you snorkel in shallow water, and then you can literally just stand. It's not real deep water, and the stingrays will come in, and they'll, like, you can get your picture taken like kind of holding one. They're wild stingrays, but they're fed there, so they come up. And then what we're going to do in Grand Cayman, because we're scuba divers, and there's a place that's like literally right next to the port where we can go and rent tanks and just get in there and scuba dive for the cost of tank rentals, which is awesome. It's a beautiful coral reef, and you can snorkel there. You can for free, but they do rent lockers and they rent snorkel gear if that's something that you're interested in. So those are the things that I would say Grand Cayman is good for. There's some fun little tours. Walking around the town is really cool. Good beaches, and then snorkeling and diving, and Stingray City, huge thing. Honduras is it's a Carnival port. So Mahogany Bay is owned by Carnival Corporation. It is a beautiful port. The only people that can go to that port are employees and people that are cruising. So again, super safe, super comfortable place to be. Some fun shops, but beautiful landscaping. There is a little beach that's there. It's kind of a human-made beach, but it's there, and you can just walk to it. They also there's a lot of excursions that you can do. A lot of people will do things where you can interact with sloths and monkeys. There's different excursions that advertise that. We are going to a place called Maya Key, which has a little bit of everything. It doesn't have sloths, but it has monkeys. It comes with a lunch.
Sea lions.
It's a beautiful little tiny island. We're water people, so we're going there to snorkel, but they've also got like some fake Mayan ruins there. Everybody's really friendly. But there's a lot of options. I would encourage you to like go to the Carnival website and look at the excursions for Honduras and see if anything appeals.
So I'm going to interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
Scott and Amber, I just sent you a text with this photo on it. This is what we are scheduled to do. So you are welcome to join as much or as little of this as you want. But these are the things that we are currently scheduled to do.
Yeah. And there are not everybody's doing any of them or all of them or some of them.
No, we've got some people joining
yeah.
some of them, some joining none of them, some joining most of them. Yeah, it's all over the place. So we are happy to have you on as much or as little as you want.
Yep. Belize is a little different because Belize is what we call a tender port. And what that means is the ship doesn't actually dock. It anchors, and then they have their big like ferry type boats that come out and they will take you into the port. The port area in Belize is not the most amazing, and it's not a place where you're going to want to wander out of the port. If you go to Belize, you can get off and just do a little bit of sightseeing or shopping in the port area. But otherwise, I would say do an excursion. There's like Mayan ruins that you can get to. They'll take you there. It's long trips to get to them, but they're pretty cool. There's like river boats, and there's I don't know what else is in Belize. We're doing the shark thing on an island because we're sea people.
We're like spinning the water and everything. That's cool.
But yeah, Belize is probably my least excited part that I'm least excited about. And not that I think it's a bad port. It's just that compared to the other ones, it's not as exciting. But the Mayan ruins are really cool. And I mean, I've done fun things there. I think we're going to have fun on our little island that we're going to hang out on and swim with some sharks. And then in Cozumel, there is so much to do in Cozumel that, I mean, you could go there over and over and over again and not do it all. There's water stuff, there's diving and snorkeling and all that, but there's Mayan ruins. The port area in Cozumel is really cool. Again, it's only for cruise people and employees. You can go out of that though, for sure. And Cozumel is a pretty safe area.
There's lots of shopping.
Yeah.
Just walking around and stuff.
A lot of people will do all-inclusives. Like we're doing one that's real close to the port, but there's also, which you're welcome to do. And it's like, what, $35, I think?
Well, let me bring the picture back up. It is $39 per person. It requires an $8 deposit, and then you pay the rest when you get there. But it's all inclusive.
Food and drink.
They've got like a pool, and then there's access to like get in the water.
And it's just like a nice beach view.
Yeah,
you
and
just hang out.
They cap it at 30 people per day.
So that is one
so
thing.
it's very small, which is nice. So there's not like a million people all over the place. But there's, what's the word for small?
Small.
Intimate.
Yeah, there you go. But and like you'll hear people talk about Mr. Sancho's and Nachi Cacombe, which are kind of similar experiences. There's just so much that you can do in Cozumel. There's a lot. There's like buggy driving, and I mean there's tours that take you for food and all sorts of things in Cozumel. It's really a lot because there's just a lot going on there. But Meg, what are you and Paul doing in these ports to give some variety? Because I know you're not doing the same thing as us in all of the ports.
We haven't scheduled anything, but we're probably going to go to a private beach club that we went to last time, which is actually capped at 70. But
in Cozumel?
In Cozumel.
Okay.
And I'm hanging out with James and Belize. But
what do you guys...
we're hanging out on the ship.
Oh, yes.
Okay, cool.
I mean, honestly,
that's the port to do that on.
It is. And here's the thing. It's not a bad thing to stay on the ship during one of the ports. And the reason why is because most of the people get off the ship and then there's no crowd. And you kind of have the ship not to yourself. There are other people that stay on. There's a percentage of people that will stay on. But sometimes there's special deals they have, but definitely it's just a good day for a nice, peaceful time. And
for reading.
Yeah. And honestly, if we didn't find the shark one, I think we probably would have stayed on board because the the Mayan ruins sound cool, but we just didn't want to do that on this one. And it does take like, I think like a couple hours of transport back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's just more than we really wanted to deal with.
It's a long excursion, but it was worth it.
And that's the one I was looking at. I really wanted to do the.
If you were interested in
that,
that, do it, because honestly, like I've been to a Mayan ruin in Costa Maya, which is not too far from Belize, and it was really, really cool. And if you book it through the cruise line, like you don't have to worry, they're going to get you back to the ship on time, even though it's far out. That's the kind of excursion I would not do third party, because I would be a little nervous.
We've actually got, I think, 2 other people that are doing. I'm trying to find to make sure I'm not lying to you. Yes. So Viviana, my friend Viviana and her husband Matt are doing the. Can you say that?
Zunan Tunic.
Mine.
I don't know if I said it right.
Lunch. And Jennifer and her husband Kevin are also doing that one. So
Jennifer Hart and Kevin DeHart.
So yes. So that would be, if that's something that we've got people going on that one too.
It is cool. It is very cool. I want to do it at some point. It's just this one wasn't right for us, but I would definitely not discourage you from doing the Mayan ruins, because depending on which one you go to, you're literally looking at structures that were built anywhere from 2,500, well, maybe more recent than that, all the way to about 4,000 years ago. And it's just to kind of take that in is pretty amazing. So yeah, those are definitely cool things.
I think the biggest thing she wants to do is like a cave
tubing. Do like the cave tubing.
Yeah.
Things.
Also, good opportunities for that. You've done that, right?
I did that the last time I was there, and it was really cool. We saw bats, which was like the highlight of mine. And the lunch was like some of the best chicken I've ever had.
Yeah, they make good food.
Yeah.
In Central America.
Yeah, I just don't want to have to get out and guerrilla warfare back to the ship or anything. So that's that's probably the biggest concern. Like you were saying, when you get off on these places, you don't want to get off on a wrong trail. And
and I mean that is a real thing to think about, but it's not something to worry about, because if you're doing any of the carnival excursions, yes, you sometimes pay a little more for those, but you're good. You're set. You're not gonna have any problems. And I would say in most cases, most of the third parties are also, you're fine. What I always tell people though is, depending on the port, like Grand Cayman, you're not going to get that far away that you have to be concerned about it.
I would say same with Cozumel.
Yeah, same with Cozumel. Cozumel's an island. So, I mean, it's a big island, but you're not going to really run into any problems where you wouldn't be able to make it back. I also just tell people, if you're going off on your own and not with a set excursion, just make sure that you plan to be back at the ship like an hour before you have to be back at the ship, just in case something would happen. But the only reason I've ever heard of people missing the ship, or the only reason that, I mean, I'm sure there's other reasons that have happened, but the one that I hear about is people that just get drunk and just don't make it back to the ship. So as long as you don't do that, you're good, I think. And you won't have any.
Shut up, Scott.
One thing I forgot to mention, Scott and Amber from Kicking It Country, and she's always late. I've never heard her to be on time for him. So
don't be late for the ship.
That's what I don't think I could be late for.
No. And the thing is, they will have an all aboard, and that all aboard will be technically a half an hour before the ship leaves, typically. And then I always just in my head, I make that all aboard a half an hour before that. So if the ship is departing at 5:30, all aboard will be 5, and I will say I have to be back at the ship by 4:30, or in my head they're going to leave without me, and then I will try and get back to the ship by 4. So that's like my math that I do in my head, just like kind of setting the alarm clock wrong in the morning or something like that to try and trick yourself. But but I've never had a situation where I was at any risk of missing a cruise. I've been on excursions through Carnival or through other cruise lines where we got back real late, but because it was the one organized by them, they're in communication with the ship. They're not going to leave you. It's all fine.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one that we did with Virgin Voyages, we were like the last group to get back on the ship, but one of the what was she? She drove the ship.
Yeah, she's one of the like, she wasn't the captain, but
she was one of the officers. Yeah, was on our excursion, so they wouldn't leave without her. So we were fine.
She's like, they're not going anywhere. You're good. Any other questions you guys have about cruising or anything? Yes, Meg, raising your hand like a good student there.
And that is ship time. It is not Eastern, Central, or anything like that. So you want to make sure. I just bring an actual watch so that I can set ship time.
They still make those?
Yeah, I've got one somewhere.
Yeah. Also, you can make sure like you can change the setting on your phone to not like change with time so that it stays with the ship, because the ship time will stay with departure port. So it'll be on Tampa time the whole time.
Carnival does it that way. There are some cruise lines that don't,
but this cruise will do that.
So we'll be on Eastern time, even if we cross over the boundary. It's also a good idea though to, when you're getting off the ship, they will usually tell you, or they'll have it posted, or you can ask them and say, what time is all aboard? And
confirm that you have the
what
right
time is it now? Yeah. And then you should be good with that. We are cruising right after the time change, but it's happening before the cruise.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't mess us up.
I do also want to mention when you said something about being on time or something. I was thinking about when you get on the ship, like embarkation, make sure that you don't pack any of your paperwork in your luggage that you check, because if you do, then you won't be able to get on the ship, because they have to have your boarding pass and your passport and all of those documents.
You can put it in a carry-on, but
yes, you can put it on your carry-on.
Don't check it with the porter.
Also, if you choose to bring on like sodas or a bottle of wine, that has to be with your checked stuff. Don't put that in your or in your checked. Oh my gosh, what am I saying, Matt?
Put it in your carry-on.
Put it in your carry-on, not your check bags.
They'll take it away. You won't get in trouble. They'll take it away.
Right.
You are allowed to take per person 12 per person.
Yeah, a 12
cans of, and I think it has to be cans
or cartons.
Can't be bottles that could be open and closed because they don't want people sneaking alcohol, but cans of soda, water, non-alcoholic drinks.
Not water.
Bubbly water? You can't do bubbly water?
Oh, I guess bubbly water would be
not just regular,
not just water. Yeah.
Who buys regular water in a can though? But
yeah, so you can.
but mostly like think of it like sodas. Like we always bring Coke Zero and stuff like that on there, and that's per person. So you could technically bring 24 cans of your favorite non-alcoholic bubbly beverage on board, and you can also bring a bottle of wine that is sealed, and but it has to go. We know this because we bought wine with some friends and they went on a cruise and we forgot to tell them that, and they lost their wine and they weren't super happy about that. But
real quick, Andy says, so back up, the pop goes in your carry-on. Yeah, so just carry like a 12 pack of Diet Coke with you.
Yep.
Does that include my Monsters?
They might be too big. I think it's I can double check the size. I think it has to be 12 ounce.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I know. It's gonna be a long cruise.
Would a fridge pack of pop not take up the whole carry-on space? I mean, you just carry on like your bag and your and 12 pack.
And if you want to buy, if you're flying, like your Aunt Dee might be worried about flying, just buy the soda down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
and she's staying with us, so we can go to the store before we go, because we'll probably take on our Coke Zeros.
Yeah. And there is a little mini fridge in the rooms, so you can stow away your stuff. Carnival doesn't have a paid mini bar anymore. I don't know if they ever did, but they do have bottles of water that if you drink them, they will charge you
$3.
$3. So just know that. But you can get unlimited tea and water and coffee on the ship. You can also have your stateroom attendant fill an ice bucket for you if you want.
Also, Carnival is Pepsi products. So if you're like, I like Coke products like us, think about it.
Yeah, if you're real picky about Coke and Pepsi, I can drink Pepsi. I just prefer Coke. They used to be Coke. They switched to Pepsi. So if you have a rum and Coke, it's really a rum and Pepsi. But
yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine.
But some people are very particular about that.
Well, what about Dr. Pepper? Because it falls right in the middle of them. I mean,
I don't think they have Dr. Pepper.
They don't?
I haven't seen it.
I think our last Carnival cruise, I tried to get it, and I ended up having to drink Pepsis, which was fine. But, you know.
So bring your Dr. Pepper on board. Also, when you're in port, well, I mean, you could buy stuff in Grand Cayman and Honduras at the shops for sure. They have drinks, but like, it seems like I see more in Cozumel, and as long as it's
buy
not
sodas there and take them back.
As long as they're not open,
right?
If they're open, then they probably won't let you bring them on. But if they're not open, and that I think I've never tried it, but I think you could bring like a bottle of soda or something. It might be like a kind of fun Mexican brand.
I've had them take them from me before, so probably don't try that.
If they were sealed,
yeah.
Really? Oh. Interesting. Okay, so don't do that. I'm glad you're here, Meg. This is why we brought you on, to correct us. I feel like I've done that before and not had it confiscated, but maybe I just lucked out then. So
maybe you looked friendlier than I did.
I doubt that.
That's probably not true.
I doubt that. Meg, was it a bottle of something or was it a can?
It was well, I've taken on cans successfully. Bottles, not.
So it's probably the same as when you first get on, and I think the reason they do that is they don't want people to sneak like a bunch of rum or something in there because they want you to buy it on the ship, basically. So they're trying to prevent you from sneaking alcohol on board. And if you do buy alcohol, if you do want to buy alcohol in the ports, you can usually get good deals on it as far as like. It's just cheaper a little bit. I don't know.
Sometimes
I don't. Yeah, I'm not enough of a connoisseur to know. But if you do that, what will happen is they will check it, and then you will get it on the last night. They will give it to you. So the intent is that you are getting that to take home with you. Same if you buy from the liquor store on board. You can buy bottles of liquor, and they're duty free, which means no taxes. Usually, you save a few bucks. But you don't really have access to that until you get off the ship or right before you get off the ship the night before. So, yeah. What else?
Yeah. What other questions you have? Now's your chance. After this, it's done. I'm just kidding.
That's when you start getting random 2 a.m. texts from me.
2 a.m. your time or my time?
I have no idea.
It's the same.
They're on the same time.
I know. That's what I said.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, other than what do we got to look forward to in Tampa?
So Tampa, you guys are going to get in town
Saturday, right?
Saturday, and are they? What time? Do you know what time?
I don't.
Do you know what time Saturday?
We haven't booked our flights.
No,
yet,
but what we've seen is looking fairly early. I mean, the latest I think is like 12 or 1.
Okay. So I think our plan is because most people seem to be getting in kind of afternoon time or late morning. So I think our plan is to as many people that want to go to the aquarium, get people to the aquarium to experience that, and then kind of do a get together somewhere. We're still trying to figure out where to do that because there's some stuff going on downtown.
There's a hockey game going on where we wanted to do it. It's going to be probably crowded on a Saturday night hockey.
So we've got to come up with a new place because that was kind of the ideal location, but that's fine.
Right.
So kind of just a get together so we can all hang out together. By that time, most people should be in.
The cool thing too is that the aquarium where we work is literally like our parking lot for the aquarium where we park at work is literally closer than the cruise parking to the ship. Like we're right in front of it. And so not only will we get to go see the aquarium where we work, but you'll get a preview of the port where the ship is going to leave from the next day, which is kind of cool. There may even be other ships in port that day. I'm not sure if there's any other ships there on that Saturday, but it's kind of a neat area. And I think the hotel you guys are staying at is fairly close to where we are. Not like walking distance close, but it's reasonably close. So
Amy said that we should go to the Outback on Henderson for a meetup. She knows the owner.
Oh, well, that's in that general vicinity too. So maybe we'll look into that, Amy.
We might be in contact.
Yeah, and then I know James and Cindy, you guys are actually getting in a night before that, right?
Yes, Friday.
So we do have a few people coming in on Friday as well. We are off work on that day. Like my mom is coming in with my cousin.
My aunt is coming in that day.
Yeah, so there are going to be some people. So we are going to try and do some kind of meetup. It'll be a lot smaller, but we'll try and figure out what and where that's going to be. It might be just hanging out at a hotel or going out for like a casual kind of dinner or something like that. But we'll do something and just kind of have like an initial little fun get together for that Friday, probably evening, I think.
Yep. Paul wants to know if there's a Texas Roadhouse in Tampa.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's actually one real close to where we live, which is not far from Tampa itself, but because that's where we work. But yeah, yes, and we are a fan of the Texas Roadhouse. I can tell you that. What else? Okay, so let me tell you this. Let me just prep you for this. There are two parts of a cruise that are very stressful. And those parts are the first day, getting onto the ship and kind of getting your bearings, and the last day, getting off of the ship. The reason why the first day is a little bit stressful, especially to new cruisers, I think, is because you're not really sure, where am I supposed to be? What's going on? I mean, they're pretty good at like guiding people through and stuff, but it can be a little just like, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? You're going through a metal detector security thing. Nothing as extreme, I would say, as like your average airport these days, but you are going through that. And then you are kind of waiting, and then you get on the ship, and then you've got like your room might not be ready until like 1 p.m. So you might be on probably a little bit before that. You can go on later if you want to, but the ship usually leaves by 4. So you want to be on there by like probably 2 I think I don't know if it has it listed, but most of the time we try and get on there as early as they'll let us.
Before you continue, sorry, real quick. You can do your check-in process 14 days prior to a sail date. So February 28th, 26th. Is that 14 days before?
Yeah.
Go on and do your check-in stuff. So it'll just ask for kind of your basic details to get you set, your passport numbers. You do have to put a credit card down just because for any spending, but you don't have to use that card. When you get on the ship, you can like go put cash in or something else, but you have to have a credit card in your account. Otherwise they won't let you board.
That's good to know.
Yes.
That's good to know.
You can continue.
Okay. And then there's the muster, which is way easier than pre-COVID, but it's just something to where where your muster station is, and a muster station is where you go in the extraordinarily rare case that the ship had to be evacuated, and they have to do that by law. It has to happen before the ship sails, and the way it's been done recently, and I think it'll still be like this on our cruise, is you will have to report to your muster station, and there'll be people to tell you where that is. We can help you figure out where that is. And you just go up there, you watch them put on a life jacket, take off a life jacket, they check you in, you're done. That's it. Used to be way more intensive and annoying and stuff. It's real easy now, but it's just stuff that you're like, oh wait, I got to do this, and you're carrying all your stuff until you get into your room at 1, and everybody's trying to do the same thing when they first get on the ship. Everybody's going to the buffet to get food, and the elevators are crammed, and it can be a little bit stressful. But if you feel that stress, just take a breath and know it's not going to stay like that. Everything's going to chill out and relax. And that pressure of all the people trying to do the same thing, that's not going to be the way it is the whole cruise. Once you get past that kind of muster time, everybody starts to like chill out.
Okay, we have a question that's actually very relevant.
Okay.
Should we bring cash? Like, do you tip, etc., or is almost everything by card? That is a phenomenal question. So our recommendation is to tip the porters. We usually do a couple dollars per bag. So when porters being the people that take your checked luggage. Right. So cash for that. As far as like tips or anything on the ship itself, you are all booked with prepaid gratuities, so you don't have to worry about that unless you just feel the need to tip additional. So it's not required. It's not anything that they are necessarily expecting. It would be by choice. And then I do recommend having cash at the ports, just because sometimes using a card is not
in a foreign country.
Option.
I mean, people do, and I don't really hear about a lot of problems, but we usually
use cash.
It also helps us budget. We're like, this is how much money we're allowing ourselves to spend in ports, and that's it. So
now the ship itself, if you've put a credit card onto your account, everything will go onto your sign and sale card. So you'll get, let me go get my sign and sale cards. Ha!
But you really don't have anywhere to even spend cash on board for the most part, unless you were just giving it to them to put on your account.
Okay.
Or maybe if you wanted to use cash in the casino, you might be able to buy chips that way. I think, I'm not sure.
Okay. But. So my giant keychain of cruising. So you will get a card that looks like this, and it will be blue because it'll be your first time cruising. And this is what they call your signing sale card. This card here is literally all you have to carry around the ship. This is your room key. This is access to like the money that you use on the ship, how you buy things. This is what you need to get on and off the ship. But this is the only thing that you need on the cruise itself.
Yeah. And it can go in the water.
You
can get it wet.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So that's everything. Andy says, like dollars, do we have to convert? No.
Nope. All the ports that we go to are very used to US dollars. So, again, you can take as little or as much cash as you want, but whatever you are wanting to spend in the ports, and then, you should tip your porters. You can also have porters when you get off. We don't all usually use porters when we get off the ship, but you can help carry stuff to like your vehicle or whatever. But so yeah, like she said, like $1 or $2 per bag is what I think is typically customary for porters. And that's it.
And then Meg has a good tip here. Don't use a debit card because they'll put a pretty big hold on it. So if you have a credit card, that would be the recommendation over a debit card because, money. Yeah.
Yep. And then the other stressful point is getting off the ship, mostly just because it sucks that you have to get off the ship. And and then the other thing is, and it depends. Sometimes I've had really stress-free disembarkations, and other times I've stood in long lines. Not so much on Carnival typically, but like say suddenly the Coast Guard decides that they're gonna make the ship go through an inspection before we get off. That doesn't happen very often, but occasionally it does, and the cruise line has no control over it, and then it just kind of bogs everything down. And sometimes you end up standing in a couple extra lines, but it's not like, it's mostly just people are grumpy because they have to get off the cruise. So including me, but not too bad.
That's not what I wanted. Also, real quick, Ian says, I hope they are fake ears on Kimbra. Well,
I know she drank this weird potion and
Okay, we can continue talking about cruising. Let's see. Stacy, with any credit card or debit card, they will put a $200 hold per cabin for double occupancy. Yeah.
So there you go. And they will give
But
you
it comes
that.
off.
Yeah,
It's
it'll come
just to
back.
make sure that if you do spend money, that you actually have that money to spend. Otherwise, when you go to get off the ship and you haven't paid your bill, they will keep you on the ship.
Which doesn't sound like a bad deal
It
to
really
me.
doesn't.
I'm like, let's just overspend or something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know. But so having said all that, any questions that have come up, you're free to ask, or if people have questions in the chat or tips that you think would be important for people who have not cruised before that we could share, let us know in the chat so we can help everybody out with that. My computer's trying to update. Why do you always try to update while I'm doing a live? Okay. Let's see. Tony G says, I used a porter at debarkation once, and I was injured. As I was injured and jumped a whole line of people and went straight to the passport check. So that is a good tip. You can save yourself some time when you're getting off the ship. I should also say you have two choices. I don't know how much luggage you will have, but on the last night of the ship, of the cruise, they will give you two options. You will have option one, where you can put your bags out by a certain time out in the hallway, and they will pick those bags up, and then you get off the ship and you collect them inside the terminal, and then you go on your merry way. You go through customs, go on your merry way, which customs has become really easy to get through too. You usually just walk through. It used to be it was never horrible, but it used to be a little more involved. It's gotten real laid back. The other option that you have is just to self-disembark. What that advantage of that is that you don't have to find your bag. The other advantage is that you can get off earlier, because if you do the checked luggage, they will kind of assign you a time. Most people are off the ship by like probably 9 a.m., I think, in most cases. Like when we go to work, people are getting off the cruise and we're rolling into work about 7:45, and people are like coming off the cruises in Tampa. So that's pretty typical.
I'm going to interrupt.
Okay.
So we have a good tip from Amy. Make sure to leave, if you do the checked luggage for debarkation, make sure to leave some clothes in the cabin with you. Don't pack them all, because otherwise your luggage will be gone and you'll have nothing to wear.
There are stories.
Of
people who like strip down to go to bed, put their luggage outside for them to take, and then they wake up in the morning and they have no clothes to wear. So you don't want to wear a toga to get off the ship.
People have done it.
And they might ask for that sheet back when you finally leave. But so yeah. So those are just some little things that us people that cruise kind of, I think we don't even think about anymore, because it's just like we just know that. But that can be something that's, like, wait, well, how does this work? Kind of a thing for people that have not cruised before. Oh, Ian says, don't go ATV riding on a cruise ship excursion. Ian just broke his arm really badly. And Ian, I hope you are on the mend. It cut his vacation short quite a bit in the United States, because he's from Australia. Meg says, also, you need to let...
I was going to let Meg read that.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Also, you need to let your bank know that you are leaving the country in case of an emergency and you have to use your card.
Very good reading, Meg.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, because the last thing you want to have to deal with is if... I've never needed to use my card like that, but if you do, and then your bank's like, why are you in Mexico right now? I don't think that's you. And then you have to like try and figure out how to get a hold of your bank and say, no, it's really me. So if you just let them know in advance, hey, if you see a charge, I'm going on a cruise, and then you probably won't have that problem unless you are spending with your credit card in the ports, then you might, but that's a good tip. Definitely a good tip. Let's see if we got anything else in the chat here. Stacy is asking, do they have facial recognition for customs at Tampa right now? I think they do.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't think they do.
Oh, they don't?
I don't think so.
I felt like they did.
I think that one we still had to walk through and like talk to the dude at the counter.
Oh, maybe we did, but it was real quick.
Yeah.
So some places, like, they just see you with the camera. I guess they know who you are, and they're like, okay, you're really a person that lives in this country or whatever. Used to be you had to go and you had to talk to a customs agent, and they'd ask you if you spent more than this much money, and you'd say, no, I didn't. And then, okay, you're good. And now I think we just, I don't know, last few cruises that we've been on, you either just walk by, you don't even see a customs person, or you walk by and they're like, they look at your passport, and then you just go.
Todd said, did I miss discussing luggage tags? We've had to print those at the hotel a few times. That is a really good point. So when you print off like your boarding pass and stuff, make sure you print off enough luggage tags as well. Why are you laughing at me?
And those are available on.
They're with your boarding pass.
With your boarding pass.
Yep. So you'll just print those off, fold them up, and like staple them around your suitcase so that they know what bag belongs to you.
If you forgot to do that, they could possibly make one for you at the port if you've got like your boarding papers, but I don't recommend that, because then that's how your luggage ends up going to somebody else's room, which is not normally a problem, but so yeah, print those off. If you need them printed off, let us know. We might, I don't know if we have access to printing them off, but
depends. Yeah.
We can help you figure it out
if
you need help with that. But yeah.
Right. We are towards the end of our time. Are there any other questions from you guys before we wrap up?
I do have one more.
Sure.
Okay.
I know they have they're supposed to have like an 80s night and a whiteout night. Does anybody ever dress up for these things?
They do. We have never done that, but people do. Yeah, absolutely.
People get into it.
Yep.
But you don't have to. You can
still attend if you don't want to dress up.
You're not going to get
like a requirement.
But if you want to,
go for it.
Yeah. Same with the they don't call them formal nights on Carnival. They call them elegant nights. There will be 2 elegant nights. So the normal dress code for the main dining room is basically casual. Don't wear like swim stuff in there. It's pretty
no like flip-flops, but
I wear flip-flops in there. I've worn flip-flops in there. It's
it's pretty casual.
I usually wear just like khaki shorts, and if it's a regular MDR night, I'll wear a t-shirt. If it's an elegant night, I'll wear a button-up short sleeve shirt. They used to be a little bit more fancy. Fancy with ties and stuff. And some people do go all out, and you are welcome to do that. But most of us, we don't like doing that. But so ladies will wear maybe a cocktail dress, but you don't have to.
But you can.
As long as you're not wearing like a sleeveless shirt, swim trunks, stuff like that, they're not going to really say anything to you. On elegant night, I've seen people doing the same thing, but it is kind of, I guess, more expected as you would maybe wear like a polo or a button-up shirt for guys on those nights. But again, totally optional. And if you really don't want to do that, you can always go to the buffet, which has lots and lots of food, pizza. Guys Burgers is open, but closes kind of
usually around
early in
6.
the evening. Yeah, so it'd be like an earlier dinner.
Same with Blue Iguana.
Blue Iguana tacos and burritos.
Oh, I can't wait for Blue Iguana.
But the buffet has pretty good hours, and and I do encourage you guys to definitely try the MDR. Some people are a little bit standoffish. I don't know if you guys are, but it's a really cool experience, and it's some really fun food. When I first cruised, I was like, I'm not like hoity-toity, wait on me kind of person, but I really enjoy the MDR experience quite a bit.
Gina says you can get super fancy if you want, and you can get pictures taken on both elegant night and casual night. Yeah, I think the pictures are really fun. They have like the different backgrounds set up, and you can go around and just do the pictures with all the different poses. And if you want to buy them, you can. If not, sometimes they're just fun to do them.
Another thing that you can consider, some people will do an internet package, some people won't. But even if you don't do an internet package, kind of a fun thing to do is, especially if you don't do an internet package, probably, but especially on a group cruise, I think it's $5 for the whole cruise, and you can get like a thing where you have like a chat feature through the app, and you can like link up with people on the cruise. So that way, if people are like, "Hey, we're having an impromptu meetup for a cocktail at the Alchemy Bar. Anybody want to come?" or something like that. It's just an easier way to communicate. And it's, I think I want to say it's like $5 for the whole, and you don't even have to do it for, you could do it for one person or both people. So it's optional, but it is one of the extra expenses I would
Todd is
probably
going to
recommend.
pack his dress kilt.
Oh, cool. I don't have a dress. I do have a kilt.
Yeah, I bet your kilt is probably dressy
my
enough.
kilt will fall off of me right now.
Oh, that's true.
So
you want to buy a new one tomorrow?
Maybe. I don't know.
And that goes along with the only question I have left.
Sure.
We have 2 teenage boys, and they want us to call, and we want to be able to check in. How's the best way to do that? I'm sure the internet package,
Which
of course.
internet package?
So, I was gonna say the social. We use the social package because we have the Facebook Messenger. Can anyone out there tell us what other chat options you can do with the social package? I only know about the Facebook. So if anybody else is listening,
right.
like I know people use like
Snapchat or
WhatsApp and some of that stuff. I don't know if you can use those. So if somebody is on here that knows that, please answer.
But yeah, the internet packages would be the best. Also, depending on who you have cellular service through, like we have AT&T and I think some of the other companies do this too. You get coverage in Mexico. So when you're in Mexico, you can literally use your cell phone to make a phone call, but that's not the case in the other ones. You want to definitely put your phones in airplane mode.
Yeah.
So you don't get roaming fees.
Amy says with the social package, if you have WhatsApp, Snap, Instagram, or iMessage, it should work. So if you have any of those, or if you create a Facebook and get Messenger, that would work too. Because that's
even if you just did it for that.
Yeah, even if you just did it for the Messenger portion. And that's honestly probably the cheapest way to go. Or like there was one time we didn't get internet and we had friends that did and utilized them to speak like through my mom about my dog. So if that could be like a really roundabout way to do it if you didn't want to get the internet package.
And there will be people on this cruise that have the internet that would probably be willing to do that for you guys. I know we probably will. We just get the lowest tier of internet because we're not really going to be doing a lot on the internet usually, but sometimes we'll do a live from there or something like that. But probably not. I don't know. I don't even know if we've talked about that on this one.
Andy's asking more about internet. Andy, I'll talk to you about internet later because we have to wrap up.
Yep. Any final thoughts from you guys about the cruise?
Can't wait to see everyone.
It's gonna be exciting.
Be on time.
Yes, be on time.
That was for you.
No.
Be on time.
Yeah, we can't wait to meet everybody.
I'm just gonna put it out there for anybody on the group cruise, including you guys. I am a hugger, but I will not initiate the hug unless I know
Meg just got like
other people are huggers. So so don't worry, I'm not gonna run up and hug you. But if you're also like me, I'm good with hugs. So I'm just gonna put that out there. I will hug James though, whether he likes it or not.
And Deanne, I'm just shaving my legs one time, so.
Not with my razor.
And if they're hairy by then I will use my. Hey, it's gonna be fun. I look forward to it.
It makes you more hydrodynamic in the water.
Right.
Sure, till they start growing back out. You ain't sleeping me.
All right. Well, listen, thank you guys for coming on tonight. We are looking forward to meeting you. And Meg, we're looking so forward to cruising with you and getting to spend a lot of time with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. I do want to remind everybody that the Down Under Cruisers are going to be on at 10 p.m. Eastern, so in just about 19 minutes, if my clock is correct. And based on their thumbnail, it sounds like they're talking about more helping hands for cruising stuff in the future. So thank you to everybody also who donated last weekend to the cruiseathon. That was amazing. We did earn a lot of money. We really appreciate the love and support so that we can send fine folks like these on cruises and get to know them and just let people have this amazing experience. And we want to continue to do that. We want to be able to send more people on cruises. And the only way we can do that is with the help of you guys out there. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and keep supporting.
Look at that. I threw up that thingamajigger there. Yeah. Anything else? That's it?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, on that note, it's time to celebrate with pride. And until next time, seize the day.
Have a fantastic week, everybody. Okay. Oh yeah, let's do that. Okay. All right. We'll bring them back. Yeah. Okay. So all right. So now, if you're not familiar with what we do on the podcast, because we used to put this out as an audio thing, and someday we may do that again, is after the credits, then we kind of cut and we just do like a normal live type thing. But thank you guys for coming on. We did want to ask you some stuff about the cruise that just stuff we need to know, or that. So for example, what do we need to know?
We need to know a color.
A color. This is not for a shirt, because the shirts, we are trying to print shirts, but we were very limited in our color palette. But we do have some other goodies that we got, and we just need your preference of color, and the color options for these little goodies are
bright pink, light teal, orange, or navy.
There you go. So, just
Right.
little goodies. Do you guys
Just
have
from them, right?
what's
Just
that?
from them.
Yeah, I think I have yours, right?
Yeah, I think
You
we
think
got
but pink?
Not yeah, I have written not pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and I want pink. So.
There you go. All right.
Where's pink?
Mine would be navy.
Navy. Okay. And then the other thing is we are planning to put together kind of like let's back up. So Carnival does something every day called the Fun Times, which is like their schedule of events and like things going on during the day. And we're going to do something called the Fin Times because we're fantastic. But what we're going to do is we're going to put together like a little yearbook kind of like thing. What happened kind of in the last group cruise is there were a lot of people that we didn't necessarily know. So we're hoping to put together like photos of everyone with their names so that if you get on the cruise and you don't know someone, you'll be able to look up the picture and be like, oh, that's Meg.
That's who I had that conversation with, and now I can't remember their name. It's completely optional, but if you would like to send us a picture that we could put in that, you can. You don't have to tell us if you want to or not. If you don't want to, that's okay. We don't want to make that, that requirement or anything like that. But we are going to try and do that. And then the other thing in the Fin Times will just be, we're going to try and figure out things that are going to happen during the cruise as best we can, because we don't know what their schedule is. And there'll all be optional things that you can attend that we will definitely try and we'll be here doing this at this time. And then, of course, other things will happen and people will get together and have fun. But like we're going to have hopefully a putt-putt tournament, maybe a shuffleboard, tabletop shuffleboard little tournament. We're going to have, I don't know, we've talked about different things, a room crawl kind of thing and stuff like that.
Maybe,
just fun stuff that's optional.
Just know we're very competitive.
Yeah, well, the
No,
only
you're
things that are competitive would be, I think we're going to try and do 3 little competitions, and there will be trophies. Also, if you're competitive, I will say that Carnival has a lot of competitions that you can participate in and win the coveted ship on a stick, which will have the name of the ship. This one's from the Carnival Horizon.
Hey, that's what that is.
See, we gotta be.
Yeah, we've heard about the ship on stick.
Yeah.
Oh, Meg has one from the Pride already.
Oh,
so the next one she
What
gets
did you
will
win?
just be mine.
Or you can,
Or I can win it myself.
Or
Is
you
that
can
what you're
just-
gonna say?
I was going to say you can just.
Andy's asking what a
hers.
room crawl is. So it's basically whoever is interested in joining.
Little sneak peek of part of the trophy we're going to have. So.
A room crawl would be like we're gonna go to some different people's cabins, whoever wants to participate, to see the different types of cabins available. So
Does that mean we have to clean?
No, you don't, because they do it for you. So
I'm
you
just
don't have to worry
kidding.
about it. And we will probably try and schedule that on the earlier part of the cruise, so that before we've strung all of our stuff all over the place. We did that.
Sorry, real quick. James says we're in the chat. Sorry, I did not know we had to stay. You're welcome to come back, or you're welcome to just stay in the chat, whatever you'd like.
We probably won't be on for very much longer.
You jumped on before I was able to type out.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh no." But yeah, we did the room crawl on the Horizon, and it was a lot of fun. People that wanted to were like, "Hey, I'll do a room crawl," and then we went as a group and we visited those cabins. And then, I mean, some people had like things they were giving away, but we don't really.
Yeah.
That's not an expectation. It's just to kind of like, "Hey, come check out this cabin," so everybody can kind of see the different room styles and stuff. If you want to, it was a kind of a fun little trek that we did. So
as long as we don't have to physically crawl, I'm good.
No, I mean, unless you've done a pub crawl before that, then that's on you. But
as long as I don't have to physically crawl, I'm in.
yes, so that will be just little things like that. And I think if I have time and am able to, we're going to try and do like a little guide of, because we're creature people, of like creatures that you might see. Because when we're in the middle of the Gulf or in the Caribbean heading down, you might see a bird flying out away from everybody else and be like, that's weird to see a bird out here. Well, there's only a few bird species normally encountered, so we'll try and throw stuff like that in there. So if you see some creatures, and you want to identify them, you might be able to do that. We're also going to have, this will be another competition. Dewey, who is on the board of Helping Hands for Cruising and just a swell guy. He did.
And will also be on this cruise.
And will be on this cruise. And on the last one, he did a really fun scavenger hunt. It was a photo scavenger hunt. And so on one of the first days of the cruise, we will have an option to go meet with Dewey. And he is planning out a scavenger hunt for this cruise, and then you will try and capture the different photos of the different things.
It was a lot of fun on Horizon, so I'm really looking forward to this.
And then he had a whole prize basket for the winner. I don't know if he's doing a prize for this one, but I would be surprised if he wasn't. But it was just a lot of fun. It was mostly about bragging rights.
If you like jewelry, I recommend going to Effie with Dewey.
Yeah, if you want to spend a lot of money on jewelry and say buy a wedding ring, then
it works.
Bring Dewey. He'll save you money. So
mine in half yesterday. No, I really did.
I don't care. No.
I just realized Amber and I are wearing like the same color shirt.
Oh, you are. Meg's not far off.
No, she's pretty close.
That's actually my favorite color. So
my Caribbean feel. So yeah, cool. All right, is that everything? Is there anything else we need to?
Paul said, "Are we playing D&D?"
Oh yeah,
yeah. We are.
I don't know how many people are going to want to play. So how that's going to work exactly, but we are big nerds, as you can see.
Meg said definitely not her.
Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not Meg. Definitely not Meg. We are going to play a little fun game of Dungeons and Dragons. Some of
I
us
may or may not be wearing fun ears.
if you want to see what geeks and nerds look like on a cruise ship, then that will be happening at some point as well, I think.
Got any Mario Kart? Because that's all I know how to play.
I've heard about this Dungeons and Dragons things, but I've never actually witnessed it.
Mario Kart.
It's
that's
fun.
fun.
It'll be sort of the expedited version of it because it'll be short, where normal games can run for literally years. But
Ours will not.
no, it'll be like probably an hour or two, maybe. But we'll be playing out our best Lord of the Rings fantasies and sort of thing. I suspect.
Andy said, "Will there be instructions?" Of course.
Yes.
I'll bring my dice bag.
I'm looking forward to it.
Polyhedral.
And Michael Ann likes our die lamp behind us.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. I see another one on there too. Oh. Kicking it. Don't forget to take some pineapple shorts. You guys know about pineapples, right? Okay. All right. That's a good one to know about.
Yeah, but you guys being from Florida. Now, I've got a question. There is a old folks residence community called The Village in Florida.
Yeah. Is that true?
Do they really use loofahs down there for different colors like they do the upside down pineapple?
Oh, I don't know. There is. I know that the Village is a thing that exists. I don't know about their
130,000 residents in the village.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but
I had read that the loofah was doing like the pineapple, except you had different colors for, and that's what the old
stages.
Yeah, that's what the old people were, and they would tie them to the top of their car. Or
Scott said, "Knowing our luck, our loop would fly out the window, hit
Yeah.
the antenna, and there we'd be in that community."
I said, "Do not pack nothing like that, because we're not taking no chances."
I don't know. That's interesting.
I have no idea.
I haven't heard that, but that definitely doesn't mean that it's not a thing. It would not surprise me in the least. Captain Billy says the villages do have some activities with their activias. So yeah. Yes.
Todd is saying, so are you saying we need to pack loofahs? Todd, keep your loofahs to yourself.
Yeah, Todd. Oh man. Yeah, Ford man there. Kenny saying, "Be careful of the upset." Yeah, Kenny can fill you in. You probably already know about it, but just in case, Kenny knows all the details there.
Kenny learned a lot on that cruise.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
A lot of it was benefit for us too, like
He taught me some things.
the sock on the door and stuff like that. I mean, that right there was very beneficial for us. So, thank you, Troy.
All right, let's see. No pineapple shaped loofahs.
Does that exist?
You know it must. I mean, the loofah is like part of a plant, right? So, but you could probably carve it into a pineapple.
Well, I mean,
Are you sure you want to Google that?
I do.
Oh,
Yeah, it's definitely a thing.
Amy says, we also learned some things about Kenny on that trip.
Like Kenny's not nearly as innocent as he thinks he is.
Nope. I would agree with that. He says, yes, make sure you definitely use a sock on the door for sure. I mean, it's just the two of you, though. You don't have to worry about a sock on the door, right? You guys are good. Oh, Michael Ann agrees, too. Kenny, we know all about you now on that cruise.
What is it?
Meg, you've been on several cruises, right? What do you have there?
Yes,
Meg?
sir. That's my dragon.
Oh, is its eyes glowing?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
If I can do it the right way.
How many cruises has Mr. Paul been on? Just a couple, right?
2.
2.
So this will be lucky number 3.
Lucky number 3. Okay.
Is Paul excited about this cruise?
Instantly excited. We haven't
Good.
seen each other since the day after Christmas Day, so
Oh wow.
it'd be nice to
Okay.
see each other.
I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. Captain Billy says, I will never look at Kenny the same way again. Michael Ann says, I think it would be more beneficial to use the snoozing sign. That's true. You know what, though? I have had some I'm going to guess, young pranksters who have taken that snoozing sign and put, doesn't the other side say like make up the room or something like that?
Maybe.
I don't know.
But
people
yeah,
like
I've lost that sign
young
a couple
hooligans.
times.
Yeah. He says they're going to need lots of socks then. I mean, yeah. The room stewards will kind of knock and then walk in.
Uh-huh.
So you got to be a little wary of that. There is a little chain lock though, I think, isn't there? There's a deadbolt or something.
Yeah, there's a deadbolt.
There's one that they can't easily just do. So but yes, I have had to quickly dive under blankets before while on a cruise based on that. Not recently though. I feel like that's kind of also they will probably ask you if you want morning or evening service on your room.
Yes.
Or you can request both. They used to do both, but they don't anymore.
They
typically.
didn't ask us on Horizon.
No, they didn't.
They just did it.
Yeah. But usually they will ask. I don't know. We'll see what they do on the Pride.
I know it's actually been inconsistent, I'd say, since we started recruising.
Things have kind of changed a little bit, but basically you can typically, and I'm sure if you ask them, they would change it because they will bend over backwards to do whatever you want. They're very customer service oriented.
We dropped y'all something down if you want to share it.
Okay.
I don't know how I got a hold of it.
You got it?
Are you talking about this?
Yep.
Kitty and his pineapples.
That's multiple pineapples. Does that have extra meaning?
I don't know. I don't even know how we got a hold of it, but
He's probably got lupus in his hand.
That's pretty awesome.
Anthony said, so no walking around en natural.
I mean, it's up to you. The nude cruise is going out probably right about now, so it's nothing new to them.
It's gone.
It's gone. So it's already done.
We were supposed to be on this cruise 5 days ago.
Yeah, we would have been on the cruise right now, coming back tomorrow. Then, right?
The 19th. Oh wait, no, I've got my days mixed up. Wait, yeah. It was the 12th through the 19th is when it was supposed to be.
Meg has a unicorn duck.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, ducks. Sorry, off subject.
Oh, I think she's hinting. That was a good hint. Down Under Cruisers are coming on, so we are going to get off here.
I get it. Oh, that was really clever.
That was subtle, but effective. So yes, so thank you again for joining us, and thanks to James and Cindy for joining us. Thank you, Meg, for joining us. We are going to get off of here so everybody can go watch Down Under Cruisers, and we will see you guys soon. If you guys do have more questions, please reach out to us. You can email or text or whatever is most convenient for you guys, and we can answer questions. So until then,
thank you.
Right.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.